I love baseball cards. Got 'em, need 'em, got 'em, need 'em, need 'em, got 'em, need 'em.
Welcome back to another episode of Remember the Great Sports Flea Market Antique Mall Pickups. Today I'm going to share with you some figurines that I found in the out in the wild, I guess you would say, that I didn't have. These were a pretty decent price. They weren't cheap, but they weren't expensive. So I would say right in the middle of the road. And many of you know that I'm a big Spurs fan. And I love David Robinson. I mean, I try to collect everything that I don't have of his. At least one time or another. And I saw this sitting on a shelf. And this is a Mattel figurine, Jams, NBA Jams. And it is a dual David Robinson, Michael Jordan figurine. And as you can see, there's a couple other great stars combos that they have there. I don't know why Robinson and Jordan were paired up. It says maximum air. I mean, not that Robinson was a horrible dunker, but you would think somebody like Sean Kemp would be more appropriate. You know, somebody that was a prolific dunker at the time. Would have made more sense to pair up with Jordan. Even if you put Scottie Pippen in there, that'd be more, realistic. Not that Robinson wasn't a good dunker, but he wasn't Michael Jordan. So, didn't have a price tag on it. And we've talked about this in some of my other videos, that naturally I find the one item that never has a price on it. So, luckily this was a antique mall, a single owner, or I think maybe a husband and wife. And I brought this up to the counter along with another piece that I'm about to show you, and I said, well, this one has $10 on it. What would you take for this one, since it doesn't have, a price on it? So she, of course, didn't know anything about it, so she had to call her husband over, and she said, hey, will you take, $5 for this one? He's, going to buy this other one. And they're like, yeah, that's fine. $5 is fine. So I said, sold. No hesitation there to get David Robinson, especially with Michael Jordan. So these other items I picked up, and this actually isn't one that I grabbed originally. I had a different one, and as you can see, do my best here not to make it too blurry. You can see the $10 price tag on it there, and it is a Mattel Maximum Air Michael Jordan figurine and a starting lineup holder. So if anybody collected starting lineups back in the day, you know that putting them in holders is the best way to protect them. Sometimes they get damaged over time. They get damaged, the boxes get damaged. I had a Larry Bird that I showed you that was pretty beat up, but I only paid $4 for. But if you put them in something like this, it preserves them. Now, these Michael Jordan figurines aren't exactly knocking the world out or anything. There's nothing too special about them. But, it's Michael Jordan. It's in a, nice plastic case. I thought, the case is probably worth $5 just, by itself. So add another $5 to the Jordan figurine, and I thought that was a pretty good deal. So I didn't bring this one up originally to the counter. I had a different one with him as a bull, and the owner said, well, I got more in back, you want to see him? I said, yeah, sure, of course. So I went back and he pulled out maybe 5 or 6 more, and they were all different prices for some reason. And I'm like, well, what's that about? So, some were 10, some were 6, some were 5, not 5, but 15. And the only justification I could come up with was, he was looking at the condition of them and pricing them accordingly, because this next figure I'm going to show you, he only wanted $6 for, but it's very yellowed, with the plastic. If you can see the yellowing tinge there around the holder, which tells me probably these sat in a window somewhere at somebody's shop before it was put into this, protector. But I went back and I saw the North Carolina figure, and I thought, well, that's pretty cool. I wouldn't mind having his college figurine. That's pretty cool, little figurine to pick up. So I swapped the North Carolina one out with one of the Bulls ones, and I can't remember what the Bulls one was. It might have been an MVP or something like that. Yeah, I'm looking on the back, and there's other ones listed here, and they talk about Rookie of the Year, Playoff Sensation, College Player of the Year, which is this one. Then All-Star MVPs, Championship Series. So there looks like to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these in the series, and I bought 3. So 3 of the 10 I have now. So that's the first one. Paid $10 for that. Thought that was a fair price, and it's a beautiful piece in his North Carolina uniform, and thought it was pretty nice to add to the collection there. So moving on to the next one here. Sorry, I'm kind of stacking these so they don't fall. And the next one I briefly showed was one of his All-Star Game ones. And this one was priced at $6. And I'm guessing because of the yellowing of the plastic there. And I don't even know what year All-Star Game we're talking here. I want to say, what, 91? Somewhere in there. I don't know Michael Jordan that well. Maybe 88? I don't know. But maybe a viewer can chime in on that. But All-Star MVP 1996. There we go. Whoa. There, it pays to actually, read the box. Duh. So anyways, this is his 1996 All-Star MVP piece. I thought, for $6 plus the holder again, maybe, if I decide to put a different figure in there, $6 for the holder isn't a horrible price. I have another weird one here, and I say weird because it's not a standard looking statue, I guess you would call it. That's the best thing we can call these, or toy. It's not your standard looking toy like this one, and it's kind of creepy looking if you ask me, but it goes back to the similar one that I showed here earlier, the dual one with Michael and David Robinson. And this is a silver edition. Doesn't really say of what. I'm going to go with NBA Jam or whatever because it's by Mattel just like these are. And that is a silver edition statue. I mean, I don't even know what to call that. But I thought that was kind of unique. I thought it was a little different. So I thought, why not grab that? Yeah, it's a 3.5-inch tall figure. That's what it says on the back of the box there. This is the other box right there. So I mean, that thing is weird looking, if you ask me. I mean, that's like one of those things made of nightmares. You wake up in the night and that's like standing over your end of your bed or something, looking at you, and it's on your headboard looking at you when you wake up in the morning or something. I mean, it's just kind of weird looking to see Michael Jordan, silverized like that, almost like Han Solo in Star Wars or something, but the basketball's orange. I don't know why they decided to do that, but this one, I bought it purely because it was weird. I mean, this is by far one of the weirdest things in my collection probably now. I mean, I have no idea what it's worth. It had a price of $7 on it. I thought, yeah, I'll give them $7 for that. Again, it's in this holder. These holders are worth $4 or $5 just in themselves. If I ever decide to pull these out and, put a couple nicer starting lineups in there, I might do that. But in closing, I hope you guys like this video. These are some unique items that I really don't know much about. I'm, when I go out looking for things, I'm not necessarily looking for certain things. I'm looking for you know, deals, I guess you would call it. And not all of these are deals. Sometimes I pay what things are worth, but in this case, I thought they were cool. I mean, they were pretty neat to have. I mean, technically, they do have cards with them. Not that I'm going to open them up and pull the card out, but you know, if you're a Michael Jordan collector, these are, you know, items that you definitely would want in your collection if you do collect them. But I'm on the fence. He tried to sell them all to me in a lot. I might go back and offer him a price for all of them. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I mean, these take up a lot of space. You know, I don't have a lot of room to store a lot of stuff like this. I mean, again, a card's easier to store than a stack of starting lineup figures in their holders. So, in closing, thanks for watching. I hope you know a little bit about these more than I do. If you collect these or think these are cool, just, you know, put a comment below and tell me what you think. I definitely think I got a pretty good deal on them, and thanks for watching.